Hello, my friends. This is the Moonbirds unofficial podcast. Welcome back, Moonbirds family. This week was split into 3 chapters, if you want to think about it that way. Number 1, beginning of the week, royalties. If you haven't read NFTStatistics Punk 9059, Twitter thread on the state of NFT marketplaces and royalties, you totally should. It explains a little bit of why are marketplaces like OpenSea moving to this different model of opting into royalties, because volume is moving to those who are not collecting royalties, and that's not cool. My take is this is a complicated topic, and there's no single solution that's gonna fix it. Artists were convinced that coming to NFTs would bring them the promise of long-term secondary sale royalties. Having those royalties disappear is going to reduce incentives for artists, especially those without big brand names, like the Fidences, like the Snow Froze. Marketplaces trying to make a business from enabling zero artist royalties just feel wrong to me, when the intent of the artist was clear from the moment that they deployed their smart contract. So adding on to Punk's thread on Parliament, which was a lot about royalties this week, Kevin's take was something like this: there needs to be better tools for artists to manage dynamic royalties. Right, when the floor hits a threshold maybe below mint, then zero royalties apply, and then if that's not the case, then royalties would be enabled. Right, so like, why hurt your supporters when they're also down? That was Kevin's take on this, and I think it's going to be a patronage model that's going to come out of this, where those who pay for their NFTs and pay the royalties are going to get additional benefits from artists. But that being said, this is not something that every artist can do. Some of the ones who are up and coming just don't have the capital to invest that way in that type of support. In addition to the whole philosophical conversation about royalties, this week Divergence Harry also pointed out in Twitter that while OpenSea's intentions were sound with their new code snippet to allow creators to opt into those royalties and only allow their NFTs to be traded on specific marketplaces that allow that, the implementation of the code really opened up another can of worms. There were a couple of bugs that they reported, and then on top of that, there's really no neutral party or organization defining what smart contracts or what marketplaces to ban. So is OpenSea going to become the decision maker on which ones to support and which ones not to? That's weird, right? It opens up OpenSea's subjectiveness in terms of the support. So there was like I said, there was another bugs that were corrected also during this week. So check that out. Check the code in GitHub that was posted by OpenSea and see for yourself. I'm thankful for Divergence Harry to at least be looking at this for the community and providing that critical feedback very quickly, because there was very little time for people to decide what to do. Where this is going to end and how this is going to impact Proof, Moonbirds, and Oddities, well, what I understand is Kevin said for now Proof is lucky to be well capitalized, so they're going to find ways to work and reward those who do pay the royalties, and that's the motto, is really support those that pay the royalties more than punish those who don't. Nesting was a really big step in this direction, and I think High Rise might actually become an interesting place for artists tools that enable and empower those artists with that same ethos. What else happened this week? Well, in the middle of the week, FTX just basically set itself on fire. If you haven't looked into, or if you're not aware of what happened this week in FTX, it was probably one of the most damaging, trust-busting situations that we've had in the crypto world for a very long time. While the floors of NFTs didn't really go down, this truly was a very hard week for the Web3 and crypto community. FTX was a brand name that was really thought to be reputable, and it just ended up burning up in flames, taking millions of dollars from retail consumers with them. So the quote here is from AVDS is, the capital loss is immense, but the trust loss is unforgivable. It's going to take years for the whole community to recover the trust lost in this event. I feel horrible for those who lost money, and really I urge the trolls to just like tone it down a little. Like no one else needs more salt on top of their wounds. To learn more about what happened, I really suggest checking out the Bankless Weekly Roll-Up in YouTube this week for just a bit more information of how did this happen and how quickly it unfolded. Last thing is this week was MARFA in Texas. So MARFA, Texas is known for their unique art scene. Last January, there was a really cool New Yorker article piece that shined light on how the Art Blocks Gallery was changing that scene in MARFA into a digital one. The article says, the MARFA Gallery is the physical embodiment of Art Blocks, a virtual platform for NFTs that Eric Calderon, also known as Snowfro, launched at the end of 2020. Snowfro is the creator of Chromie Squiggles. If you haven't heard of Squiggles, where have you been? Squiggles is one of the most popular collections on Art Blocks. Snowfro took the opportunity during the Glitch Gallery event, which you should check out the link to that and check out that video. So during that gallery event, he mentioned his upcoming drop in Mexico City, one of the bright moments once that's coming up, and it includes some really cool real life minting experiences. There's going to be 100 NFTs if I'm not mistaken, 25 for each one of the 4 days there. So apparently, besides the delicious burritos and barbecue sauce, I hear, because I haven't been there, but there was no shortage of influencers like Tim Ferriss, who was also there, and there was an appearance from the Moonburst Gin from Drew Bartman. If you haven't checked that out, check that out. I'm not a gin person, but the logo seems amazing. So that's it for this week. Remember, November 18th, the hotel group rates for Proof Conference go online on the website. Check that out so you can get a decent and reasonable price. See you all there.